Alright, Ekay, welcome back, man.
Yo, bro, good to be back. Good to be back. You man are upgrading.
Thank you.
Before the background was white, now it's black.
I mean, that's more of a personal preference.
Yeah.
Based on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah, based on the screen. Otherwise, it just means you have to fly around different rooms. You can sort of set it up and sort of do as you wish. So.
2 cameras. Mic is like that. Man like Clive.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? See you.
It's good to be here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So last time we spoke was December last year. Like just after the front room event.
Yeah, a whole year, innit?
It's been
literally
mad.
Anniversary.
Feels good, man.
It
feels
does.
good, man.
It does. Yeah, that was literally 2 weeks after the front room.
Yeah,
I actually remember it was after Christmas, but it was
before New Year's.
Yeah. Wow. I'm here thinking of what's changed.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Yeah.
We'll get there,
cool.
man.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm chilled, man. I'm chilled, man. It's been a good year.
Lovely. You have been doing a lot of interviews, so clearly things have been good.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting easier to sort of attract or to get guests in.
Yeah,
so that's what that's.
Sorry. When you man blow, remember like man was on your page.
No, bro, that's what I'm
when
you
you
back
had the
now,
white
innit?
background.
So
that's what I'm saying.
We will. Trust me, we will. Plus, I think you're one of the few people that we actually put in that room. So you're in a special league, man.
Yeah, no, thanks. Appreciate that. So you're special too.
Oh.
Yeah, don't worry.
And on that note, let's get into the interview. So, cool. South Africa. So we ended the last interview. You talk about you going there for 4 months with ICS.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you?
I feel like saying like life changing is a bit cliche, probably untrue. Life altering probably makes more sense. Okay. Definitely opened my mind to so many things and humbled me in so many ways.
Yeah.
Like, people ask me the question, like, how was it? And partly you just come back and you're like, first of all, how much do people actually want to know? How much do they actually care? Sometimes people ask how things are for decorations, you know what I mean?
Be polite.
Yeah, to be polite. But honestly, there's stuff that I couldn't learn. There's stuff you can't learn in books. There's stuff you can't learn through like videos. And basically, I stayed in a place. I feel like South Africans that watch this are gonna like at me, but it was called Umbu.
Okay.
So it was in like the Eastern Cape, and I stayed in a place where with like 2 other volunteers. Yeah. We had like a long drop, so that's those toilets that are outside with a hole in the ground.
Oh right.
We used to go and fetch water.
I've done that once or twice in Ghana.
Yeah, see?
Once or twice.
Yeah, so it really it showed me how much you don't actually need. Like, that's what it was. I think I learned so much about materialism and how much stuff is unimportant. A lot of the stuff that's lacking in certain African countries. Yeah. But a lot of the stuff that they have that we're lacking here. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there's usually like a perception that isn't really discussed about more inner peace. Because we've got so many distractions here. Like, humans aren't meant to have this many distractions. We need like 1, maybe 2 things, maybe 3 to focus on.
No, you're right.
We have so many other elements going on that it's very hard to like sometimes keep a focus.
No, you're right. One of my friends, he went to I think he went to Bangladesh for his, like he went on a placement, and it was, he used to just have like rice and chicken every day, same thing, lunch and dinner. And it was stressful for a bit, he said, but then when he came back, he was, to be fair, he went to an extreme. He was like, why do we need 6 types of juice? Like, why? Like, why can't you just have 1? And there's certain stuff, when there's an option for it, you feel like there's, like, humans love choice, and we love choice, but sometimes ignorance is bliss, sometimes less is more. And I think I really saw that when I went out. There's just so many layers, man. So many stuff I could talk about. So I guess it depends on what you want to know.
Well, I guess the question is, because the last time we spoke about you being a spoken word artist and just being a creative in general. So with that experience and with it being life altering, as you said, like, how has that impacted you since as an artist, as a person?
Okay. All right. This year has been quite interesting for me. So last year and this year has been very good in terms of like being like booked for shows and networking and meeting loads of people. I was talking about me having to like really think about how I want to rebrand, because I don't think I've cared much for a digital and online presence. Yeah. Which I think's been to my detriment. But again, like, I haven't really minded. I love to just engage with people, but then it's coming to the stage where I'm like, maybe I need to think past that. And going to South Africa, it kind of showed me that a lot of the stuff that we do has to be bigger than you.
Yes.
That rhymed. But as in, like, there's
This
people...
is a spoken word in you already, mate. You know what I mean? Just bars.
Sound like I'm just saying a poem all the time, innit?
You know, it's not a bad thing.
Nah, I love it.
Exactly.
I love it. It's practice all the time.
That's cool.
But then it's literally like, there's people that have the same goals as you. So maybe you, I don't know what you want to be when you're older. But let's say, for example, somebody who'd love to be, like, interview people. Who'd love to be a journalist, love to be, like, on radio. And I remember I did an activity with my class, and they were like, I was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to achieve? And some of them would write down, you know, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to have a beautiful wife, I want to live in Dubai. They were saying things like this. And I said, you know what? When I took it in, I was like, right, like, I've got these same dreams as well. A lot of these dreams I have. Yeah. And statistically speaking, if you're in a village in, like, rural South Africa, you're someone who's here, who's more likely to achieve? Yeah. And then it made me think, especially as, like, a diaspora, someone who's part of the diaspora, do we have... I feel like we should... Maybe it's not a moral obligation, but we should want to understand the fact that our dreamers should be bigger than us. Do you know what I mean? And our reasons for sharing our gifts. So when I came back, it kind of just reminded me that if I'm going to use spoken word, I've always, like, played it down a lot. But I need to just share what I have in different ways. Yeah.
Why were you playing it down a lot?
Different issues. I think I just don't like to force things. And sometimes I say that, but that's really, like, there's been layers where I can tell it's been, like, from places of insecurity. So this year has been very reflective for me. I've clocked so much. I took, like, a break from shows when I came back. I remember I had a show the day after I came back from South Africa, and I'd been there for, like, 12 weeks. But I said I was going to do it. So they messaged me when I was there, and I said yes. But then I realized how fatigued I was, and I wasn't really doing it with the same love that I normally did. So I took a break, and then when I came back, I even said I'm not going to charge for shows to the end of the year, which was different for me.
But it means you get the love back, because now you're more selective on your shows. Yeah,
exactly. So it's like, if I go to a show and if I have, like, a performance in, like, Birmingham, I'm going because I want to. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if I'm there and it's like, okay, why did I come? I always try to find a reason, and it's like, if somebody can resonate with what I'm saying, then it makes that whole journey worthwhile. Yeah. And it has also taught me to be a bit very selective and quite careful with where I go and how I use my time, because your time is very important. But that's been like the journey I've been on, like, this year, in terms of, like, my creativity and where I'm going. I just think every artist should kind of see what their art, how it stands and what it means to them when everything like glitz, glamour, money's all, like, put aside. I haven't even made it, but I'm just saying I think it's important.
Well, it should be important regardless of whether you make it or not. Like, you got to know what path you want to go down. Yeah. And it's weird because you have to battle. You have to sometimes battle when you want to make it doing everything, but then not doing everything, because it's not every opportunity that you go to that's an opportunity. Yeah, no, that's a good point. And I learned that the hard way. There were some events where I'd go and I'd underestimate it, but what I gained from it was amazing. Yeah. Then there's some events where I kind of thought, oh, this is going to be so amazing, that it's going to change my life, and then it was just not. Just didn't. But then you have to try to find the love from your craft and sharing it with other people. Yeah. And as long as that's the bottom line, then everything else doesn't matter as much. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's fair enough. So you're back. It's good to have you back. I saw you at a talent show we did here.
Yeah.
Back in, I think, April.
You saw me. You invited me.
Yeah, we did invite you. Well, you got to make it sound cool, man.
Yeah, it's true. You saw me. It's true. Saw me passing.
It's cool, man. It was good. It was a good night, though. Good performance.
It was. Thank you for having me. It was cool.
No problem, man. Thank you for coming through. The kids loved it. Everyone loved it. So yeah, man.
Anytime.
So since then, like, we talked about off camera about you working on an EP.
Yeah. So I've been working on the EP for like 20 years, bruv. I think, and I guess if I'm being that honest, it's going well. I've got the skeleton for all, like, maybe 7 to 10 tracks, and I've recorded.
Are these spoken word tracks or rap tracks? I have to ask because we discussed rap briefly.
Oh yeah, we have, innit?
We have. So I want to clarify. Do
you know what's interesting? I feel like I definitely just prefer spoken word for myself. Yeah. Rapping's kind of hard. It's actually quite hard to rhyme and stay in pocket. Is something that I'm not used to. But I feel like there's maybe one or two that have rap elements to it. Okay. But because it's very stripped back, it wouldn't be like you hear like the drums and the percussion where you think, right, this is a full blown rap track. Not like that. Okay. And because poetry doesn't really have a high replay value. Like we were talking about this earlier. Yeah. I think it's only happened once that someone's been like, "Will your poet wheel it up? Wheel up the poem?" Man, nah, no one really wants to wheel poems. Or no one wants to be hearing about their life. Because when you do spoken word, often you can trigger people. Often like the message can be quite deep. Yeah. And people don't want to hear that every day. They want to always be deep in their life. So that's why everyone prefers stuff they can turn up to. Yeah. But it's trying to just find that sweet spot. How do I maximize my replay value, stay true to myself? So I have been experimenting. It has been I would say there are definitely insecurities as well, because I've always done spoken word. There's always this fear, what happens if I do like choose to do something else? What if I want to do like a Stormzy thing and do a Blinded by Your Black Grace cheeky like sing song? What if I, do you know what I mean? What if I want to rap one day and people are like, but why are you doing that? And these are thoughts I've just probably created myself, but I feel like every creative has this kind of issue with finding
genuine
their sound.
questions you have to ask yourself before you do something. Because at the end of the day, you're known for your spoken word. So when you go into something else, it has to bang.
No pressure.
No pressure, but that's the issue with the world we live in is that everything's rated on a curve. So they don't rate you as an individual who just jumped into it. They rate you as someone who should have been there already.
No, you're right. You're right. That's a good point. And it's just trying to not get like objectified. Sometimes like you go to places and people will be like, "Oh, you're a poet," which is cool, but like I'm a person as well. And I think that's my qualm sometimes as well. Why I kind of I try to be as real as I can when it comes to like performing and when it comes to doing other stuff. But you're right. I think people just expect you to just produce something they want. Yeah. You know what I mean? The way they want. Yeah. And the creative process works in reverse. Yeah,
that's the thing. So with these questions you're asking yourself, and with the spoken word and the EP coming up, for you, how's it been getting back into the London scene and getting back into the spoken word scene? Because like you were off for 4 months, which means that you were off for a while. Was it quite easy to jump back into it? Was it, or did you have to sort of work to get back in? Because I know you were doing shows for free. So I guess that may have made things easy in terms of like people wanted to book you because they didn't have to worry about costs. But how was it jumping back in? Yeah.
I remember like Lauryn Hill says this. Well, she said that even though I don't know the last time she's put out music, but her whole idea was when it comes to performing and when it comes to like creating, if you don't take a break, you haven't lived the life to what you're gonna come back and talk about. It's almost like people are just making stuff as it happens, but you should probably go experience so that when you do come back, what you're saying has more meaning.
Yes.
So that South Africa experience has even just changed the way I deliver poems, stuff I feel like performing more. In terms of actually how it's been cutting back, I'm grateful, man. It's been good. Probably been my most busy year, to be honest. I'm a bit surprised about actually, because I haven't really done much about it. I've just kind of really gone and just tried to share stories, and interact with people whilst I'm there as well. So I really think I've probably had I've had at least like a show a week on average since like July.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, which is good. Yeah. I'm just because you asked it. So it's been, and I'm grateful, man.
I'm grateful.
Man. Yeah, but I've taken a break this month because I'm a bit tired.
Well, I mean, it's when you go non-stop like that. So say you came back in April, you took a little break. So I assume you start like June, July, you would have got back into it.
Yeah.
So that's about 3-4 months dead on. Yeah. So you're gonna take a break whenever at points like this, just to like recharge and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, cool. Exactly. So you also got a new job.
Oh yeah.
I see you, man.
So I'm working in international development.
Does that link into the bigger purpose?
It does. So I studied civil engineering. So I studied civil engineering, and then when I went to South Africa, that was like just after I graduated, like a couple months. Not after the front room, after that. And my plan was, let me just like be humbled. I want to just learn. Then when I was in South Africa, there was a time we ran out of water, and like South Africa was approaching day zero. Day zero is like where you're about to lose all your fresh water, and it's a crisis.
Oh, right.
And in my head, I was like, why don't we have water? Like, why don't we? And that's one of the things that really just showed me a lot. I came back to the UK, and all these like first world problems. Not that you can compare emotions and you can compare like struggles, but but you compare struggles. But at the same time, there was just issues, man. And there's things that probably rank in priority. And that just made me think, you know what, let me go into international development, get some experience there. And then when I become an engineer, I've almost got that whole practical element to engineering, but the international development background. And my ideal dream would be that my spoken word kind of helps with advocacy. So it can help me penetrate those spaces. I don't necessarily know if I want to be a spoken word artist per se. I love it. It's always a part of me. Poetry is, but as in that be my title. I'd love to just use it to access platforms that maybe you couldn't ordinarily. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see. Because I know Jules the Poet managed to get on. I've forgotten the thing.
Oh yeah, Jules the Poet is so cool with that.
He's cool.
So cool with that. Yeah, it's true. Often spoken word has that. It can't do what rap does commercially.
But
all the time, but it can.
Without,
that rap can't take you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's just that right sweet spot between, like,
because it comes off as intelligent.
Rap and speech.
Yeah, it comes off as more intelligence.
Does it?
It kind of does. I always feel like it does.
Be like, as long as you sound good, innit?
Yeah, that's all about it. So I mean, so I think it comes off, and it's not got the stigma with spoken word that rap does. So
that's true.
It can get you to some areas that otherwise you wouldn't have been able to get into with rap. So
that's a good point, actually.
I'm swinging for the. I got you, man.
I drop a poem in it.
Well, not now.
Man started stuttering. You feel that?
Yeah, you have to, innit? When you get caught off guard, you gotta get, you know, think about it.
I'm joking, man. I tried to make you rap last time. I remember.
Well, I did it eventually.
Yeah, you did. I did it eventually. Words coming. Yeah, man.
We'll get there. Next time we speak, I'll probably bring out a little one too.
Yeah. Therefore, some singing as well.
Nah, see, my voice ain't gonna do that, man.
I'm even just deeper. You really took the guitar, bro. It's the aesthetic. Come on, bro. Oh yeah, see, I did a lot of like.
You've learning the guitar as well, no?
Yeah, I picked it up maybe a month after. I just thought, let me use the share to kind of just like reflect, not even like invest, just like reflect. I feel like I'm going off topic, but there's just a lot of things that I don't think we deal with in life.
Okay.
Like I was talking. So when I was applying for this job, right, I was happy with the role, the salary, and I was like, I really want this. But when I was at home and I wasn't like working as much, I was working part time. It's just interesting the worth that we place in stuff. If I ask you, tell me about yourself, you're probably gonna say, my name's Daniel, your age, and your job. But why?
Job comes up in top 5 moments that you discuss. Yeah.
But then why is that like? Why don't you say like your favorite color instead? Why is that such a big part of our identity?
That's a good question. That's
you know what I mean?
Question, yeah.
And I was just thinking, what are the things that I place value in? Like, if I don't perform for a while, why do I feel bad? Like I'm not.
You're not obligated to perform every time. That's the thing.
But then exactly. But it's like, let's say I wasn't getting booked or something. How come do I feel like I'm less of a person? If I'm not working, why do I feel like that's such a big part of who I am? It's important, but it's just interesting what we place worth in.
Yeah, it's true.
And I've just been trying to kind of strip that back and just kind of be a bit more.
Just live a lot more as well. You end up living a lot more when you do that.
Yeah.
You just think about the moments of life and you take it a lot more. You absorb everything more. Like, as you're doing, you're stripping back everything and wondering who you are, what you are, and what you should place value in. So
you're right, and that's been what it's been for me this year, and I think that's definitely affected my poetry, like what I've written, and what I'm trying to do with it going forward as well.
So what does 2019 hold for you then?
Hopefully 2018 holds the rest of the EP.
Yes.
Bringing back the front room and then potentially another idea in like a bigger form. Just trying to be patient. I'm saving so then when I invest properly.
Yeah.
So it's actually going to bring the fruits of like just the time I've taken out to just kind of do me and readjust to and adjust to work and life and all of that.
All right, cool, man. Well, look, I'll always be here.
Yeah.
We'll always be here. You know?
Yeah. I'm going to play you out.
Go for it, man.
Well, are you ready to sing?
Or no?
I want to say.
Are you been learning the guitar for 4 months, mate? You just drop a little 1-2, man.
Drop a little what?
Drop a little song for me, man.
Hey, that kind of went and beat, you know.
Thank you.
Keep going. Do what you do.
I mean, I don't know what to say now.
Drop a little 1-2.
Drop a little 1-2, man.
Drop a little 1-2.
Yeah.
You know what it's come to. Nah, bro, we gotta wait for this session. That's what we gotta wait for.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, you
So-
thought something was coming, innit? You
I actually was hoping something was coming, yeah.
Nah,
but,
I can't do both. It's a bit hard. It's a bit hard. That's what happened. I thought.
Alright, cool. In that case, man, bro, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for
Definitely.
coming
Thank
through,
you
man.
for having me, man.
No problem, man.
Honestly, appreciate it.